FitFromMovement.com. On this episode, we're on my favorite stand-up comics in New York, New Jersey area, Chris Calogero. Chris, thanks for coming out. I really appreciate you spending some time with the movement today.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, Angela.
Chris, let's start off. What's your life story and how do you get involved in comedy? Let's go from being a class clown to what you're doing now. What's your comedy evolution?
Yeah, it's funny. Like the class clown thing is interesting, but I guess I kind of was. I was just like a goober. I don't know. Like I didn't really perform a lot in high school. Like I performed like one time when I was a senior, and it was like to let people know that I was alive, basically.
Right.
And then that was cool. And then I went to college and kind of got lost in college things. Like it wasn't like, hey, like I have these plans, like I want to. It was just like, hey, how quickly can I get drunk and make people like me? Like that was what I did in college. And then I got out of there. I kind of didn't know what to do. I always knew I wanted to perform. Like when I was a little kid, I used to do like John Belushi impressions as like an 8-year-old kid. And
it's not odd at all. It's pretty normal 8-year-old behavior.
So when I was 25, I met a guy I worked with, and he was doing stand-up, and I kind of picked his brain, and then I started going to clubs and getting into comedy. And once I did my first show, I was like, this is where...
Since we're talking about live performance and your show, how would you describe the Chris Calogero act and what you do when you perform live, and what separates you from other comics that are out there right now, say New York and New Jersey?
I call it the Calegero experience. Yeah.
Should have known better to call that myself.
Yeah. I don't know. I try to bring an aspect of connection into my act. So if I'm in front of an audience, what I like to do is be able to connect on personal levels with them and feel like we're having a shared experience, like a moment together.
How often do you perform, and people in New York, New Jersey, where can they see you on a regular basis?
I try to perform every night. Like if I'm not on a show, I'll do an open mic just to keep working and writing and hashing out jokes. Because of my process, I'm constantly like talking about the same jokes or telling the same jokes, but telling different versions of them and using new words and stuff. So I always need to be on stage. But regularly, I have my own show that I co-produce with another excellent comic, Shelly Hamilton, who you know.
Absolutely. I get her right here one day, so Shelly, if you listen, welcome on Fit From Movement anytime.
Yeah, she's great. So we co-produce a show once a month, the last Thursday of every month, at the Sidewalk Cafe in New York City on 6th Street and Avenue A. Like that's our show. It's called Sweet Action. You can, like, if you Google, Sweet Action Comedy, it will probably come up. But last Thursday of every month, that's at my regular show. I'm there every month.
Now, if somebody wants to find you right from here, jump on to Facebook, to Twitter, the YouTube, whatever it might be, how can we connect with you online?
You can Facebook me, Chris Calogero, or my Twitter account is CCal710, CCAL710. I don't know why I had to air mime that. I'm like, you guys are following my finger.
Why would?
I don't know why.
How do you spell that? Oh, wait, wait, there's finger goes. Let me type that in.
Yeah. Somebody's watching with no sound on right now. Like, oh, I got it. CCal710 at Twitter and YouTube. You can YouTube me. You just type in Chris Calogero, and I have a couple of videos up there. I try not to put too much up there just because the stuff changes so much.
Yeah, and YouTube's hard too, man. Like I feel like, say a guy like you works on a joke, you hit it perfect in a night, and you put that bit up, and you just feel great about it.
Yeah.
And you get 600 hits the first day, and you're happy. That same day, a cat falling off a piano got 6 million hits. Definitely hook up with Chris Calogero online. Check out the Sweet Action Comedy Show in New York City if you get a chance. I want to thank him for coming out to FitFromMovement.com. Chris, you ready to go 5 rounds?
Yep, totally. Yep, always.
All right, Chris, we need your 5 all-time favorite stand-up comics.
All right, limited to 5. All right, I can do that. All right, let's do Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Bill Hicks, Mark Maron, and I'll probably Louis C.K.
What are your top 4 favorite spots to perform stand-up in New York and New Jersey?
All right, so we'll go, what did I say, the Creek in the Cave, that's a great spot. My place, Sidewalk Cafe, is a great theater for anything. Stand-up New York, you can't go wrong, it's a classic New York comedy spot. And the Creek in the Cave, I already said the Creek in the Cave. The Stand in New York City is a great spot.
What are your 3 all-time favorite TV shows?
Oh man, this is tough. Because it's going to sound ridiculous, but it's the best. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is like my all-time favorite. Don't look at me like that. The all-time favorite.
Expect that one.
I love. It's the best. It has so much heart and it's funny. It's great. Then I'll probably go The West Wing and Breaking Bad.
What are the 2 songs you listen to get fired up to go on stage?
The one song I always used to listen to when I first started, when I was walking to clubs, because I was so like I don't want to bomb, and even though I would, was "Till I Collapse" by Eminem, which is awesome. It's just got that driving beat. Yeah, oh my god, that's the best. And then "Born to Run" by Bruce Springsteen.
One reason why everybody should check out Chris Calogero right now.
Cause I love you. Like it's like I will love you. I will give you love. Like I'm a sweetheart. I'm not a mean comic. Like let's just have a conversation about like why relationships are hard. Like but personally, not like some big broad thing. But like why didn't it work out with you?